Hi, my name is Dylan Rich, and I'm here talking about communicating neurons and neural transmission. In my last video, I talked about the parts of the neuron and how a signal moves within the cell. This drawing is a representation of two interacting neurons. Now, in the cell, the axon is commonly in a state called the resting potential. Here, the axon is not firing, and the interior of the neuron contains a great deal of negatively charged ions. When the cell is stimulated by a strong enough signal that exceeds the cell's threshold and that it receives from the dendrites, these green things here, the axon allows positively charged ions to enter, and the cell becomes positively charged and depolarized. This change in electrical charge is called the action potential. Once the action potential is achieved, the neuron fires and the signal is passed down the cell through the axon to the axon terminal buds, these red dots, where the signal is transferred to the next neuron through its dendrites. This is an all or nothing occurrence, which means that a partial or incomplete fire will never happen. After a neuron fires, it goes through a refractory period, which is a brief period of time where the axon cannot fire again. During this time, the neuron is returning to its resting potential. Now, when a neuron fires and the signal reaches the end of the axon terminal buds, the red dots again, release neurotransmitters. This happens as a result of a process called exocytosis. The neurotransmitters are chemicals that travel across the synapse and bind to the dendrites of a neighboring neuron. So it goes from the axon terminal buds across the synapse, which is a little gap in between the axon terminal buds and the next cell's dendrites, and then binds to the dendrites of that neighboring cell. However, dendrites do not accept every neurotransmitter. Ones that are not accepted are broken down by enzymes and reabsorbed into the original terminal buds. So ones that are not accepted go back in. This is a process called reuptake. However, for the neurotransmitters that are accepted, the dendrites pick up the dendrites of the neighboring cell, receive them, and if that signal is strong enough, the process that I just depicted will happen again. Thank you.